Okay, so this lesson is a quick review on your trig ratios on the right triangle. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the SOHCAHTOA that you guys learned in geometry. So let's just make sure that we know this is only on right triangles, right? So you can't do this on other triangles, but if it's a right triangle, you have two angles that you can use this on. Say this is like a 37 and this has to be 53 because you guys know that they add up to be 180, right? These three angles. So, and I say this is x, y, and z. So remember the three trig functions are sine, cosine, and tangent. And the way you remember sine is you say so, and cosine is ka, and tan is toa, right? So that means that sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is opposite over adjacent. So you got to memorize these guys, right? So you memorize these and you're like, oh, I can do sine now, for example. Okay, so if I want sine of 37, that is just the ratio of the opposite side over the hypotenuse. So it's got to be y over z. Okay, that's what trig functions are. It's just a ratio of the two sides inside a right triangle. Okay, now if I did sine of 53, it's still opposite, but now it's the opposite of this angle. Okay, so I'm looking from this angle, the opposite is now this way. If I looked from this angle, the opposite would have been y, which was earlier. Now the opposite of 53 would be the x over z. And if I did cosine, right, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Now, depending on which angle I'm looking from, if I'm looking from 37, cosine of 37, so the adjacent with 37 is x. If I did 53, adjacent of 53 would be y, but here's 37. So adjacent of 37 is x, and I have that over z because z is my hypotenuse. Okay, same thing for tangent. Tangent now, again, it is different depending on which angle you're looking from. If I'm looking at from 53, it's going to be opposite, which is x now over y. If I do tangent of 37, it'll be y over x. Okay,